Hello, everyone. Have you ever thought about what makes a factory run? It's not just the building, it's the workers and the machines. In a similar way, cells have specialized parts inside them that carry out specific jobs. These parts are called organelles, and they're like the little workers that make sure everything inside the cell runs smoothly. Think of organelles as mini machines in the tiny factory of life. Some organelles generate energy, some make proteins, and some even clean up the waste. In this scene, we'll explore these workers and how they keep the cell functional. Each organelle has a specific role, and all of them work together to maintain the life of the cell. Just like in a well-organized factory, everything is interconnected to keep the process going. Let's dive into this fascinating world of cell organelles and see how they operate. Let's begin with the nucleus, the control center of the cell. Think of it like the CEO of a company, sitting at the heart of operations, directing and overseeing all processes within the cell. It's a large, spherical organelle, often located in the center of the cell. The nucleus is protected by a special membrane called the nuclear membrane, which has tiny nuclear pores. These pores are like little gates controlling the flow of materials in and out of the nucleus, ensuring only the necessary molecules pass through. Inside the nucleus, you'll find the nucleoplasm, which contains the cell's genetic material, DNA. This is the blueprint for everything that happens in the cell. During cell division, this DNA is organized into chromosomes, which are the cell's instructions for everything from growth to reproduction. There are also nucleoli inside the nucleus. These small structures are responsible for producing ribosomes, which are essential for protein production in the cell. You'll see the structure of the nucleus here, including the nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, and nucleolus. This diagram highlights how the nucleus controls all activities of the cell through its genetic instructions. Now, let's talk about the mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell. Imagine a power plant generating the energy that powers a whole city. That's exactly what mitochondria do in your cells. They produce ATP, the energy currency of the cell, through a process called cellular respiration. Mitochondria are shaped like little beans with two membranes, an outer membrane that's smooth and a much more complex inner membrane with folds known as cristae. These folds increase the surface area, allowing more reactions to take place and making energy production more efficient. Through cellular respiration, mitochondria use glucose and oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and the all-important ATP. This energy is used for almost every cellular process, from muscle contractions to transmitting nerve signals. Real-life connection: every time you move, think, or even breathe, it's the mitochondria working hard behind the scenes, providing the energy required for all these processes. Next, let's explore ribosomes, the protein factories of the cell. These small, granular organelles are tiny but mighty, playing a critical role in building proteins from amino acids. Proteins are the building blocks for everything in the cell, from structure to enzymes to hormones. You can think of ribosomes like construction workers on a building site. They take the raw materials, amino acids, and assemble them into complex structures, proteins. Ribosomes can either float freely in the cytoplasm or be attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, ER. When attached, the ER looks rough, hence the name rough ER. Ribosomes can also be found on rough ER, helping with protein synthesis and transporting those proteins to where they're needed. Now let's move on to the endoplasmic reticulum, ER, the cell's transport network. Think of the ER like the highways of the cell, transporting materials and information throughout the cell. There are two types of ER, rough ER and smooth ER. The rough ER has ribosomes attached to its surface, making it key in protein synthesis and transport. These proteins are then sent to different parts of the cell or even outside the cell. The smooth ER, on the other hand, is free from ribosomes and is involved in lipid synthesis and detoxification processes. Together, these two types of ER help maintain the flow of materials, similar to how a transport system connects different areas of a city. Without the ER, the cell wouldn't be able to distribute its products efficiently. Next, we have the Golgi apparatus, the cell's packaging and distribution center. Just like a shipping and receiving department in a factory, the Golgi apparatus takes proteins and lipids from the air, modifies them, packages them into vesicles, and then ships them to their destination. It's like a post office, ensuring that everything gets to the right place. Not only does the Golgi handle proteins and lipids, but it also creates lysosomes, small vesicles that help with digestion within the cell, breaking down waste materials. Isn't it amazing that this small organelle handles all the shipping and delivery duties in the cell? The Golgi ensures that materials reach their final destinations both inside and outside the cell. So, after learning about these incredible organelles, we can see how they all work together to keep the cell functioning like a well-oiled machine. The nucleus is the brain, the mitochondria are the powerhouses, ribosomes make proteins, the ER is a transport system, and the Golgi apparatus is a shipping department. Every process inside the cell relies on these organelles working in harmony. Together, they ensure the survival and efficiency of the cell and, by extension, the entire organism. When these organelles work together, life itself functions smoothly. Every time you think, move, or grow, these organelles are working in concert, ensuring your cells run at full capacity. Let's take a moment to appreciate the complexity of the microscopic machinery that keeps life going. These organelles have evolved over millions of years to be precisely suited to their roles. Isn't it amazing how nature has fine-tuned these processes for survival and efficiency?